Who wants to buy insurance? No? How about a reverse mortgage? A catheter? How about identity theft insurance? Is that what we're here for?
That's the thing. No, that's not why we're here.
That's not. No. Marshall, why are we here?
Sell some comics.
We're here to sell comics because we are Fat Jacks Comicrypt. There's Al. I'm Brendan. And we have books. We also have our favorite guest of honor, Marshall, over here.
Mr. English, what's up, man?
Mr. English is there? What's happening, Mr. English?
Right away, right out the gate.
Right out the gate. Everyone's hitting, saying hi. What's going on?
Duke's here. What's up, Duke?
Duke, what's happening, man? Where's Jason? Where's your buddy? Where's he up?
What's he doing? Stop taking around, Jason. What are you doing?
Anyway, folks, thank you very much for joining us. For anyone who watched us last week, admittedly, we weren't able to do our local show prior to this show because, as you can tell from my dress, I was at a family event. My nephew, he just got baptized into some cult or another. I think it's called the Catholic Church.
Yeah, Brendan's nephew.
Woo. Yeah, congratulations, crew. You'll never remember that this ever even happened. Anyway, this is a Sunday. We are here. We're hanging out. I am actually very hot already, and we still have 2 hours to go. But we are going to sit here, and we're going to talk about comic books, and we're going to try to sell some comic books. And we were very lucky that this past week, our boy Mike, he came upon some new books. Most of them, like the big ticket items, are here behind me. We'll get into them in a moment. But we have a few others. At some point, we'll get into some more key books. Maybe the final segment of the show, maybe we'll do some bundles and stuff like that. But we have a good amount of spotlight books this week. So for the time being, we're going to lean into that for at least the first two segments, first hour. Plenty to talk about, all that kind of stuff. Yes.
We do have a book that was claimed. Just so everybody knows, it was claimed in the chat. But go on, do your thing.
All right, we will.
We're gonna get to the books in a minute, but we Jason, I saw you claim one. You're good. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Don't worry, man. We got you. All right. So one has been claimed, but again, even though we have to do business, we got to do all this preamble bullshit. If you see a book behind us that you're interested in, even if I haven't talked about it yet, just pull the trigger. Al will start to make a list, and those will be the first books that we get to when I actually start to talk about them, just so I can show off some of the books before we say goodbye to them. Because some of these are sweet. A couple of them I've actually never seen in person, so I'm kind of excited about that. So with that said, let's get the business out of the way as quick as possible. So again, we are Fat Jacks Comicrypt here in Philadelphia. We are a part of the comic shopping experience. We appreciate everyone's time and attention. Now, admittedly, a lot of this is in the attempt to sell some of these books. So the way we sell them is in the chat. You can claim the book. Please try to be as detailed as possible so we know exactly what you're talking about. If you just want to hear about a book or you have some questions about the book, say so. But if you want to purchase a book or claim a book, be detailed. Like, I want that, like, I claim that book, or give me that book, or something like that. Okay. The best way you can do that, like I said, is in the chat. Anyone who is here in the Philadelphia area, you can pick up your books here at the Center City shop. Or if you are closer to our Oakland shop in New Jersey, we will send the books over there to have you pick them up there. Or if you are outside of the area, we do shipping. We just need to, get your contact information. And the best way to do that is to email us. And our email is fjccshow@gmail.com. Again, that's fjccshow@gmail.com. There, it's right down there in the Chiron at the bottom. So if you email us, Al will contact you. He'll set it all up. As it stands now, we still haven't fully resolved all of the variables of the shipping costs. So we're still playing this.
So for you guys, the shipping is going to remain $7. It's going to increase in the next couple of weeks. We're just not quite sure how. But anything purchased tonight, your shipping will be $7.
All right, cool. All right, so we got that out of the way. Let me think. Oh, yeah, if anyone needs to call us, if you are incapable of getting into the chat or what have you, you can give us a call at 215-963-0788. Yeah, Al will answer the phone. Maybe even Marshall over here will answer the phone. If he does, maybe we'll get him on camera. He's very shy. He's a wilting flower.
Or just let it ring. Who cares?
Or we'll just let it ring, because that makes for great television, If nothing's better than a phone that keeps ringing that no one will answer, or a alarm that no one will shut off, which was kind of funny. One of the mornings recently, I think Angela went out to take Parker for a walk or maybe go get coffee early in the morning, and I guess her alarm went off and she didn't know it, and it was just going on and on and on, but I was like dreaming, and I wasn't expecting the alarm, so I kept being like, where's that alarm coming from? Where is it? It was like right, it was right next to me. Anyway, that's besides the point. Is there any business that I'm forgetting?
No, I think you're good.
We've talked about how to purchase books. Yes. Likes.
Oh, please hit the like button and the share button and the bell or whatever there is, and share the post on Facebook or YouTube, whatever you're doing.
Do all that social media stuff that
like and subscribe. It's important to do this. So,
yeah.
So please do it.
Important for the experience, and if the experience does well, then I guess we do well. All that kind of stuff. Everyone's just trying to help each other out. So thank you very much. I guess
you didn't.
Yes.
You didn't acknowledge Zanin in the chat.
Zanin is in the chat. See, I didn't know Zanin was in the chat.
Well, we got Jerry. Jerry didn't highlight it.
Normally, maybe Jerry's not in on the that's sort of like the meth hit I need to really get me going.
Zanin's in the chat.
Yeah, kind of. Oh, Zanin's in the chat. It's time to sell comics. It's like kind of like that. Anyway, so I guess let's just move along. Let's just get into comic books, all right? Okay, if anyone has any other questions, or if there's some kind of business-related thing that I, forgot or what have you, let us know. Until then, we're just going to move along. So the first thing we're going to do is I want to catch up with the books that just got claimed, just so I can kind of show them.
So the Strange Tales 110 just got claimed.
Okay, all right, okay. So this is a big one. So let me just show some people this that is going to say goodbye. This is, and let's make sure this. All right, now, if you were to look at this cover, who do you think this is the first appearance of? Strange Tales 110 from 1963. Now, this is a good plus copy. It's not the best copy. There's a little bit of damage down here, coming to the spine, all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's a book from 1963, okay? But why is a good plus copy of Strange Tales 110 $1,000? I mean, that seems like a lot of money, $1,000. In fact, I applaud you, Jason, for calling this right out of the gate, because I would look at $1,000 and I might actually poop myself. All right, for anyone who doesn't know, this is the first appearance of Doctor Strange, the first appearance of Wong, the first appearance of the Ancient One, and a little Marvel villain called Nightmare. So again, it's a big, key, first appearance, Marvel history issue, all that kind of stuff. Even though Strange Tales 110, its main cover is the Human Torch fighting the Paste Pot Pete in one of the worst outfits I've ever seen in my life. He's literally carrying around, look at that. That is a pail full of, paste. Paste Pot Pete is literally carrying around a pail full of paste. But anyway, this is a very unique issue that I have not seen probably ever in my life. So it was nice before we're going to say goodbye to it that I got an opportunity to check out the first appearance of Doctor Strange.
I think Jason's just filling in holes because he doesn't know who Doctor Strange is.
Oh, nice. He must have just an epic Strange Tales.
So this is just a key issue for you. That's
nice. Okay, well, excellent. Well, Jason, thank you very much. That was right out of the gate.
To Contrail in the chat, if you email our manager Eric, he can let you know the price of the Superman statue.
Oh, yeah. Trell, I've asked that multiple times, and I've forgotten multiple times.
I thought he was going to email you at some point, but I guess that didn't happen.
Yeah, I guess not. Anyway. Okay. So, we have just sold a $1,000 book, so we've pretty much done our job. So thank you, everyone. It's been a pleasure. Good night. We'll see you next week. Woo! All right, peace.
Anybody can have these books, just show up and take them.
Okay, so next up, we're going to be talking about another big issue, an issue that has taken on some new significance over the past couple weeks. And this is a book by the name of Special Marvel Edition, issue number 15 from 1973. If you will look here at this cover, if I don't get too much glare here, you will notice a little character by the name of Shang-Chi, the Master of Kung Fu. you'll also notice behind him a little character with the name that is now, let's call it, problematic. Or let's say Disney and Marvel don't own the rights to. And it's the character Fu Manchu. So yes, if you haven't guessed, this is the first appearance of Shang-Chi, the first appearance of a bunch of other characters who I don't recognize. Nayland Smith. You read Master Kung Fu.
He's like his white friend.
Oh, his white friend. Okay.
I think he's a spy or a private investigator.
So it's like his token friend, right? You know, I mean, hey, as a white man, I'm so tired of being called token all the time, you know?
He's part of the team, like with the sister and
Gotcha.
whoever.
Like, do you recognize the team C-Fan?
No.
Okay, it's the first team appearance of C-Fan.
Oh, cool.
I'm probably not even pronouncing that right. And the first appearance of a character that will never be named again, Fu Manchu. Now, this is a very good copy. Let me see. It's mostly just wear, just age. There's no great glaring issues with it. In fact, actually, the cover is really nice, but I trust.
Do you know what the blue? It says blue something on here.
That's right. That's why Mike. Okay, so back in the day, you'll see this with like old books where instead of ripping off a cover, somebody will like they'll like not spray paint, but they'll put some kind of like coloring on the issue to kind of acknowledge that it's being taken off the shelves and is supposed to be sent back. So Mike actually, I think, graded this a little bit lower than maybe I would have. But hey, that's to your benefit. I would have made this a lot more, but c'est la vie. Very good copy, special Marvel edition, number 15 at $100. First appearance of Shang-Chi, classic. Oh, and we're saying goodbye to it.
Mr. English is grabbing it.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. English.
Thank you, bud. Okay, next up is a issue that we've had a couple times here on the show before. We were lucky enough to get another one. This is another really good condition of this specific issue. For anyone who doesn't recognize this, this is the Eternals #1. This is a very fine copy. We have it here at $60. If you haven't heard my spiel before, or you're not familiar with this issue, it is the first appearance in the origin of the Eternals, the Deviants. Also the first appearance of Icarus. Yeah, Icarus. Why did I have a brain? You know. Also, it's the first appearance of these two Deviant characters, Crow and Brother Torre or something. Supposedly there's some like rumors that they're going to show up in something. I don't know. People are like suddenly looking for Crow. K-R-O, by the way. Anyway, very fine. $60. Jack Kirby, 1976. This was a funny title. The more I learned about this title, I never realized how so much of it was considered at the time to be out of continuity. Like it really wasn't. It was almost like Marvel was just kind of like letting Kirby like, do whatever you want over there. Nothing you do will be consequential whatsoever in our universe. Well, that didn't last too long because pretty much all of these characters. Also, issue #2 is the first appearance of the Celestials that became really important. And as we all know, like most of the things Marvel and Disney are doing nowadays, there's a movie. And not only is there a movie, but there's a movie coming out by a director who's most likely going to win the Best Director Oscar tonight, along with the Best Film, Nomadland. Chloe Zhao, I believe, is the pronunciation of the name. But anyway, so Eternals #1, very fine, $60. Okay?
You have
yes.
X-Men 58 up there.
Absolutely. Okay, so let us skip. Thank you, chat. Appreciate it. Okay, so we actually have a whole run that leads up to that 58. But just so you know what I'm talking about over here, this is X-Men issue #58. Excuse the glare. I'm just trying to angle that. Okay, this is from 1969, issue #58. It's a very good plus copy at $50. But the big draw of this, not only is it a Neil Adams cover, but it is the first appearance of Havoc. Now, when I say first appearance of Havoc, I specifically mean the first appearance of Alex Summers as Havoc in the Havoc costume. Because technically speaking, here we have X-Men from 1969, issue #54. Now, this one is actually the first appearance and origin of Alex Summers. So you find out that Scott has a brother, you meet Alex, Scott and Alex probably say, dickheadish brother things to each other. So anyway, so this is actually the first appearance of Alex Summers. Also, it is the first appearance of the Living Pharaoh, who will later become the Living Monolith. I bet you were all wondering, who's that guy? Anyway, this is a very good plus copy at $30. Now, right next to that is issue number 55 of X-Men. Now, this one, it's a fine plus at $40. This is the issue where Alex Summers discovers that he actually has mutant powers, and which will then later lead to issue number 58, which is gone, where he will be revealed to be Havoc. So there we go. So there's a couple. Yes.
I'm sorry.
No, please.
Can you, the Marvel team up, can you just go through real quick? Mr. Hunter just jumped in the chat.
Hey, what's up, Art? How you doing, man?
Mr. Barucci, you got your 55. Don't worry about it.
All right, 55. Far. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. So this is the original Marvel team-up from 1972. This is issue number 1. Now, this is a very good plus copy at $35. This is a team-up of the Human Torch and Spider-Man going after Sandman in his old-school 70s weird disco outfit. The other thing that was kind of weird about this issue, I wasn't fully aware of this, but I guess so Misty Knight of Daughters of the Dragon, she was originally, she first premiered in Marvel Premiere 17 or 18, and I guess they didn't really do much with her. So this issue is sometimes considered the reintroduction of Misty Knight into the Marvel Universe. I don't fully understand what the difference is, why I even acknowledge that, but just in case, for the sake of a little bit of a weird Marvel anecdote, this issue also reintroduces Misty Knight. But again, the big deal is it's the first issue of a very long-running Bronze Age Marvel title, Marvel Team-Up number 1.
Mr. Hunter's going to take it.
Okay,
Thank you,
Mr. Hunter. Cool beans.
Mr. Barucci claimed X-Men 54. I didn't know if you still want to talk about it.
Oh, no, 54, no. Let's say goodbye to that. We 54, 55, 58. So we got the Alex Summers Trinity. So goodbye, Alex. Well, since we're talking about the X-Men, let's just stay with these books for the time being before I slide back over to here. So the next big one, because we'll go in order. Right here we have Uncanny X-Men from 1965, issue 13. Now, this is the second appearance of the Juggernaut. This first appearance was in issue 12, a book that goes for thousands of dollars and is one of the hotter books right now in terms of people looking for it. But here you have his second appearance. This is a very good copy at $70. All right, and then next to that is a very good plus copy of Uncanny X-Men, even though the Uncanny wasn't there yet. But it is issue number 20 at $45. It is the third appearance of the Blob. I mean, everyone's clamoring for some Blob appearances. Well, here, you get the third appearance of him. And if that isn't satisfying enough, don't worry, I have a home loan for you. Come on down. No, actually, it's the origin of how Professor X lost the use of his legs. Yeah, see? Right down here. Professor X was still walking. That's him standing up. And then that guy is going to somehow cause a situation that is going to hurt Professor X's legs until, science and space aliens come along and give him space legs.
I'm just going to drop these banana peels right here in the street. I don't care.
There you go. All right, right up next is... Now, I don't have a grade on this. Is there something going on? Do you want to deal with that?
X-Men 20 got claimed. I don't know if you talked
about X-Men 20. Yeah. Okay, that's this one here.
All right, cool. Thank you, Jason.
Thanks, Jason.
You got an FF67 up there?
Okay, I do. So let's take a step back for a moment, and let's talk about Rocket Mortgage. I'm just going to beat that joke. Okay, yes. So here we go. This is Fantastic Four, issue 67. This is a very good minus copy. The biggest issue is that it's browning. There's very little white left in this book, which in some people's mind might be a good thing. But anyway, this is the first cameo appearance and origin of the character Him. Now, for anyone who's not familiar with Marvel history, Him is Adam Warlock. So technically speaking, this is the first appearance of Adam Warlock. Now, this, like I said, very good minus. It's a $60 book. So there we go. Fantastic Four, issue number 67.
Mr. Rayo's going to take it.
All right, Mr. Rayo. Thank you. All right, so
We got you your 13. You're good, Mr. Marucci.
Good. All right. So we're all good with that.
We're good. Yeah, we're all
Cool. So let me just, unless anyone has any questions immediately for the ones behind me, let me just finish up with some of these X-Men here, and then we'll move back to the ones standing behind me. So real quick, this is Uncanny X-Men, issue number 21. This is a $30 book. Al, I actually don't have a grade here on it. It's X-Men 21.
21 is a very good plus.
Very good plus. Okay. This is where they fight the super adaptoid. It's pretty much just a big old X-Men fight a robot. Right next to that is another one. I don't have a grade on this one, Al. This is X-Men issue number 23. It's where they fight sort of like, is this like a Masters of Evil team? You got Porcupine, Scarecrow, Plant Man, Living Laser. I think that's Blizzard. I should have really. Don't worry, action lovers. This one's for you. It says it right there on the cover. That's the only reason I know that.
Very good minus.
Very good. Okay, so it's a very good minus at $18. All right. And then the next big one is right here. It's a little book with a screaming Banshee on it. All right. It is, of course, the first appearance of Banshee, Sean Cassidy, better known as the father of Siren. I mean, he's really not famous, but he's sure, he's the father of a famous young woman, right? I mean,
He's like Joe Jackson.
Yeah, it's definitely Joe Jackson, except without all the domestic violence and family abuse.
That we know of.
Yes. This is a very good plus copy at $50. Again, this is the first appearance of Sean Cassidy, the Banshee. And right next to that, no, it is not her first appearance. I believe that was either issue 49 or 48. But here we have a very iconic Jim Steranko cover with Polaris. I don't have a grade on this one. This is X-Men issue number 50 at $25.
That's a very good plus.
Very good plus. Thank you. And the last X-Men first appearance issue we have is this one right here. This is X-Men issue number 64 from 1970. It's $30, very good plus, and it is the first appearance of this little character here, Sunfire. All right. And then the last X-Men book we have of this little collection here is Uncanny X-Men from 1970, issue number 66. Now, this is a fine minus copy that we have for $30, but what makes this book unique, not only do the X-Men fight the Hulk, because, the Hulk fought everybody, but technically speaking, this is the last new story with the original X-Men in the X-Men title. This would be the issue where right after this, starting with issue number 67, is when we would begin the reprint period. A lot of people don't realize this because the X-Men have been so big for so long. But back here in the late 60s and early 70s, the X-Men were doing terrible as a title. And for whatever reason, somebody out there knows more than I do about this. But instead of canceling the book, they just kept publishing it, giving it new covers, but just then doing reprints. Okay. But inevitably, what would lead to, after the reprints, is the infamous giant-size X-Men #1, which would begin the Claremont Cockrum and then into John Byrne, which would become the Uncanny X-Men that we know it as, which would pretty much take over the 80s.
Thank you, Duke. You got your X-Men 50.
Thanks, Duke. Good stuff.
It would be like if they started doing new issues of Walking Dead.
Yes. Yeah.
After all these deluxe reprints.
Yeah. Tons of reprints, and then suddenly new stories, which were actually bigger and more popular than the originals. Though, were the originals that popular? It just became a reprint book. Anyway, cool beans. All right, so
you got your 54, Mr. Marucci, or 64. I'm sorry, 64.
64, right? Yeah.
64.
Yeah.
Everybody got them.
Okay, so I talked about the X-Men. Al's going to catch up on stuff that people claimed. As we do that, I'm going to take a quick sip of water because I'm very hot in this suit, and this mask really doesn't help.
You're telling us, big guy.
You're too kind. Okay, so the next thing we're rolling up, before I run off too fast, Jerry, are we okay on time? Are we getting close to a break, or can I just move along?
Probably in a couple minutes. I haven't gotten any.
Okay, we got no notice or anything like that. Okay, all right. I want to be considerate to our commercial break and not just go blowing past it.
About 3 minutes.
Okay. So we'll move forward with a couple more books behind me. Okay. So the next one we're going to talk about is this one here. This is from 1971. This is a cover that I love. This is a team that I love. I even have a T-shirt with this cover on it. This is Marvel Feature #1. It's a fine minus copy at $60. But what makes this book unique, special, and key to the Marvel Universe, it is the first appearance and origin of my favorite team, the Defenders. And the Defenders are Namor, Hulk, Doctor Strange, later the Silver Surfer. Obviously, other characters would be introduced. Some probably are more akin to the team than these three guys. But whenever I think of the Defenders, whenever I think of the most surreal, insane group of individual malcontents that you would ever throw together onto one team, there is nobody worse than Namor, Hulk, and Doctor Strange. And then throw in the aloof existential Silver Surfer, and you just have a ripe mix of lunacy. So, boom. Marvel Feature #1, first appearance and origin of the Defenders.
I'll take that one.
All right, there we go.
Thank you.
All right, and right next to that, actually, should I? Yeah, we'll talk about Defenders, so let's just step forward real quick. Now, this is the first issue of the ongoing Defenders title. I believe this came out in 1972. What's the grade of this? We have it priced here at $26.
That's very good. That's issue 1, yeah?
Very good, issue #1. Now, again, there's no first appearances, nothing like that. It's just the team getting their own book, doing weird-ass Defenders stuff. I mean, look, Namor is half naked. Some guy wants to stab him because he has such sexy pecs. Doctor Strange is really jealous. And the Hulk is just very sexually frustrated. And so then you get repression demons, because that's what happens. If things get bottled up after a while, you start to leak out repression demons. It's like these weird yellow ghosts that kind of come out of your head, and they're all like, gimme, gimme, gimme. It's really weird. It's very gross. Highly problematic in this society that we live in now. But hey, this was 1972. You can still have repression ghosts. You can still have a half-naked man getting stabbed and his two buddies being like, look at that. Isn't that funny? So, Defenders #1, $26. And before we get killed off on the break, I just want to put out this stone cold classic cover, which the glare is getting in the way of a little bit. This is Defenders from 1973, issue #10. This is part 6 of the Avengers Defenders War, but more importantly, it is the iconic Hulk versus Thor fight, and specifically this cover. The Defenders Avengers War trade paperback, hardcover. Almost always, whenever you see a reprinting of an image from this storyline, it's almost always this cover. The amount of times I've seen the Hulk and Thor in this position doing this kind of stuff, it's good stuff. Oh, it looks like Duke Juice. All right.
So
Duke's
going to take Defenders 10, and then is there a Defenders #1 up there?
Yes, there is a Defenders #1.
So Mr. Barucci's going to take that. And gentlemen, Mr. Barucci got, Marvel Feature #1. So he did grab it. I see the questions in the chat. So you guys missed it. Sorry.
First come, first serve. It's just the way that this whole thing works.
It's just, yeah. And
get a better phone. No, just kidding.
And we're going to do a break.
We're going to do a break. See you in a bit.
We know this has been a difficult time for you. We know you are scared. Here at Regenerist Tech we have developed a safe and effective solution to our worldwide problem. Trust Regenerist. We give you back your life.
car. All right, he'll appreciate that.
What's up, fellas? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Fat Jacks Comicrypt, sometimes referred to by multiple different names that no one seems to stick to. But I'm Brendan, this is Al, and we're happy to have you guys back. Thank you for everyone who is rejoining us, and thank you for anyone who might be joining us just now. If anyone has any questions other than what we're doing up here, please hit us up. Any questions about business-related stuff that we've already kind of gotten through. If you're joining us, coming into the program a little late, obviously we'll stop and explain anything really. No, I don't know the meaning of life. So some answers we just won't have, but some maybe, just maybe I have them right in here. Anyway, so let's talk about some more comics. So we're going to slide back to the books that I was discussing behind me. I've added a few more. So let's first step up with the ladies here. These are 2 issues that we've had in the past, and we have a couple more now that came through that little teeny collection Mike was able to get his hands on, which thank you, Mike. We really appreciate it. You making this show a lot easier when, these books are just ready to be bought because they're already kind of sell themselves. And one of those is the one we have right here from 1977. This is the first issue. This is the first appearance of Carol Danvers as Miss Marvel. It's a very fine minus copy at $60. This is the first appearance in Origin. Also, for Scorpion fans out there, she fights them. Right? I mean, what? People aren't clamoring for
Like the Scorpion?
Yeah, the Scorpion.
Like the Marvel villain?
Yeah, she fights them.
Yeah.
He hits her with his tail a couple times. And I think he makes like a really crass kind of like judgment on her like little midriff. He's really disgusting. You should really go to charm school. Yes.
Can I get the Miss Marvel?
Yeah.
And is there a Doctor Strange #2 on here?
There is a Doctor Strange #2. So
Who do you think bought it?
who do I think bought it?
Who do you think bought it?
Me.
Did you buy it? All right, never mind. It's
Yeah.
not for sale.
It's in my head. Psychic energy, people. This is called psychic TV. Anyway, before we say goodbye to this Doctor Strange #2, it is also Doctor Strange versus the Defenders. And hey, my boy Silver Surfer, he finally shows up on the team. And we got Namor in his little like cool blue suit because I guess Namor got a little self-conscious about being naked all the time. So he like got his cool like blue suit. But because he's got such cool pecs and abs, the blue suit is just completely open. He really knows how to play to his audience, So anyway, this is Doctor Strange issue #2. It's $12. We have the condition here, but it sounds like it's already sold. So
It doesn't matter.
goodbye, Doctor Strange 2.
Thank you, Mr. Barucci.
All right, Nick, there you go. Okay, so next up, because we're going back to the ladies, because we have so many boys. Oh, yeah, what?
We have a question in the chat from Zanin.
Zaina, what's up, pal?
What is the grade and price of FF75?
FF75. Where's? Oh, okay, yeah. Yes, okay.
Stop what you doing?
Okay, stop what you're doing. Because Al's about to roam. The style in me.
Oh, R.I.P.
I know, right?
Yeah, he just died.
I know. Yeah, like 2 or 3 days ago.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Poor bastard. Anyway, I actually don't have a grade here on my list. So this is Fantastic Four issue #75. It's $18.
Very good.
It's very good. So Zanin, it is a very good copy. But I'll say this about it. It's a really good cover. Now, most of the issue with the grade is you got a lot of stress here along the spine. I think maybe some of the interior pages are beginning to brown a little bit. But in terms of, you have a high saturated red cover. The yellow still looks gorgeous. In fact, the primary selling point of this issue is its cover, and it's quite beautiful. Oh, hey, man, everyone stop and listen. So there we go, Zanin. What did we say? That was very good?
Very good.
Very good. Very good at $18. All right, so that's our Fantastic Four 75. Okay, so now we're going to slide back, and we're going to talk about...
Thank you, Zanin.
Thanks.
And thank you, Mr. Xenon, for the Miss Marvel.
Oh, cool, man, cool. Man, I got to catch my breath.
Get your breath, big guy.
Yeah. This suit's hot. This mask is hot. I can't believe I'm still wearing this damn thing.
Did you get your shot yet?
Nah, I got to schedule it. I believe next week is the first chance I'm gonna get.
Cool.
But I have to you have to do that whole thing. You don't know if you're gonna get sick from it or not, so you have to sort of schedule it just in case you get sick. Because because what my big plan was is I was gonna get the shot, and then I was gonna come to work, and then I was gonna faint and collapse and see how everyone reacted.
It's just you and Henry.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And
Henry would be like, "You all right? I'm going to vape."
yeah. I think someone hit up a question, Al. I just missed it, but
Brendan needs to dress up sexy more often.
oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. You guys are always so kind to me, and it's never sarcastic.
Oh, there we go. How much is Madre?
Oh, Madre the Mystic. There we go. Okay, it is $25. It's grade. What's this? No, that's okay. Actually, you know what? Here, Marshall, go to work. Okay, so we're looking, Marshall, for Madrid the Mystic, issue number 1. It's a $25 book. We're looking at its grade.
What is the name of the book, though?
Marvel Chillers.
Thank you.
Marvel
Very
Chillers.
fine.
It's very fine. Actually, yeah, this does look like a gorgeous copy. Now, not only is it the first appearance of Madred the Mystic here, but some speculation interest in this book primarily has to deal with this Doctor Strange enemy called Chthon, Chthon, QAnon. Yeah. It's the first appearance of QAnon, the great evil monster.
I gotta make sure that guy's not in the chat. I don't want to get in trouble.
So, Marvel Chillers, issue number 1. Now, the reason why the speculation about this Chthon or whatever is technically it has a lot to do with the Darkhold, which is the Mystic Tome. And as a lot of people are aware, Doctor Strange 2 is going to deal a lot with obviously the multiverse stuff, but getting more into the more horror, mystical kind of area of the Marvel Universe. And a lot of theories are going around about the introduction of the Darkhold. And again, this is all just speculation and what have you. But I just wanted to let you know why this book, because Madrid the Mystic, who the hell's that? I mean, obviously, we all know who it is. But the reason this book has actually gone up in value over the past couple years is specifically in regards to this little demon-ish character. So what did we say? It was very fine?
Very fine.
Very fine at $25. Yep. All right. Cool.
Can you move on to Invaders number 1?
Yes, I can move on to Invaders number 1. Okay, so Marshall, this is a $27 book, but what is the grade for this issue?
This is a fine plus.
Fine plus. It does look gorgeous. So here we go. This is the Invaders issue number 1. I believe, was this 1971, 72? Oh, I should have wrote my notes down. But hey, it happens. So here we go. The Invaders issue number 1. It is a fine plus at $27. Next to that, since I'm just over here, and it starts with the same letter, is the Inhumans number 1. This is where they fight Blastar, because nothing's cooler than a gray alien who wears short shorts and has a huge, huge fro, and he shoots lasers out of his hands. So there we go. This is the Inhumans issue number 1. It's $18. And what's our grade?
Grade for that is fine.
It's a fine. Okay, so there we go. So the Inhumans number 1, graded at a fine, $18.
You have a number 75 of something up there? I got from Jason. I just have the number 75.
Was that the Fantastic Four?
Well, that went a while ago to Zanin. So I don't know. Hey, Jason, I don't know what you're looking for here.
Yeah,
75?
I don't see nothing.
And so Mr. Xenon's claiming the She-Hulk and the Marvel Chillers also.
Okay. So
if you want to go through,
so
Mr. Hunter's grabbing Invaders.
Mr. Hunter, all right, cool. Okay, so we're gonna say bye to our little Marvel Chillers here. So there's Marvel Chillers number 1, and it just got claimed.
That was the year for Invaders. Thank you.
Oh, Jason, thank you so much.
Whoops.
Very appreciated. Okay, yeah. So I kept meaning to try to jump back to this, but it's sold anyway. So before we say goodbye to it, for anyone, this is obviously Savage She-Hulk issue number 1. It's a fine plus at $50. First appearance and origin of the She-Hulk. And as many of you know, like most characters nowadays, they have a Disney Plus show coming out soon. So there's that. Okay, now let's.
Can you talk about the man thing?
Sure.
Because I think I'm not.
Okay. Now we're going to talk about the greatest named character of all time, Man Thing. I mean, it's so self-explanatory. I don't know what else to say. But one thing I will say, whoever knows fear will burn at the touch of the Man-Thing. It sounds like herpes, right? Or like the Man-Thing got chlamydia and now everything burns at its touch. It's so disgusting. The 70s,
you think
man.
that's just like some shit some girl said to him in a bar?
Yeah, and Steve Gerber was like, I got an idea.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Hey, Al.
Okay, so, okay, this one just got claimed, but I just want to at least talk about it real quick. I don't have too much to say, but just so we're clear, this is the Man-Thing #1, Volume 2, okay? It's not Volume 1 Man-Thing #1, which actually has a ton of value because of some early Howard the Duck appearances, so on and so forth. But still, from 1979, again, another wonderful year. I mean, it gave birth to this lunatic. I mean, if the world is not better with me in it, then what's the point of me being around? Don't answer that. So Man-Thing #1 from 1979, Volume 2. What's its grade, Marshall? It's $10. Very fine. Thank you. And we're going to say goodbye to this because somebody in the ether claimed it.
Cool.
All right.
I hope they don't mind if I drop it on the
No. Hey, for anyone who's wondering how we handle the books after you claim it, well, you claimed it. It's not ours anymore, so we kick it around a lot.
It's not our responsibility.
Yeah, it's a game we like to play. Once this live stream stops, we then like to toss them, and we can see how many we can catch and stuff. We got to keep it lively.
We're not buying them in the shop. Sorry.
Hey, we have to keep this interesting for us, okay? Or I might be back here trying to sell you people insurance, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to wear this suit all the time. It's really hot. Okay. Screw it. Let's just stay with this stuff.
Keep on going.
This area here for now. Okay, so next up we have Amazing Adventures, issue number 18. This is War of the Worlds. There's no first appearance of a character wearing a really inappropriate costume. I mean, the 70s, people. Look at that costume. But for anyone who doesn't recognize that character, that is the character Killraven. This is his first appearance. And yes, he likes to dress up in this outfit and then run around and fight Martians in their, he's War of the Worlds. Because when H.G. Wells was thinking about War of the Worlds, he's like, you know what? We need a real hero for the times. And you know what he should look like? He should look like a village person. I mean, I don't even know what this outfit is. But it's okay. He does get his 2 little stars, right there,
It's got a little flair.
Yeah, he's got flair. I mean, he's got a big sword, a big gun. It kind of writes itself, doesn't it? What's the grade that we have?
Very good.
It's a very good copy for only $10. Okay, right next to that is Black Goliath, #1. Now, just so we're clear, it is not the first appearance of Black Goliath, okay? Now, this is the 70s, so whenever you create a character, you got to put black in front of it. So instead of being Goliath, he's Black Goliath, but, times are changing. So what's the grade on this $12 book?
That is a fine plus.
Fine plus. Black Goliath, #1 at $12.
Mr. Hunter had a comment.
Yes.
Right when we came back about Black Goliath's abs. And I didn't know you had an issue up there. I was like, what the hell is he talking about?
Oh, yeah, no. Like, Black Goliath saw Namor running around in his
yeah.
cool little blue suit, and Black Goliath's like, you know what? I got awesome abs, too. But not just do I have awesome abs, but I can grow so large that my abs are like the size of, Dodge Ram trucks. Can you imagine the size of that dude's nipples? And speaking of men who dress really inappropriately, right here we have Champions #1 with Hercules running around in his cool little fishnet stockings. He's got his little sash because that makes a guy look really cool and buff when you have like a graduation sash around your waist and your torso. So this is a $15 book. Marshall, what do we grade this issue at?
Fine
Champions.
plus.
Fine plus. So this is Champions #1. It's a fine plus, $15. It is not the first appearance of any of these characters. It is the first appearance of the team, the Champions. And yes, we've definitely mentioned this before on the show, but when you're Marvel and you have a bunch of characters like Iceman, Angel, Ghost Rider, Black Widow, Hercules, and you're like, what do we do with these people? Some editor just comes in and goes, you know what? throw them all into a book, send them out to LA, and see what happens. 18 issues later, it's canceled. So, Champions #1.
Thank you, Mr. Williams, for your Black Goliath.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Line, for your Batman Scooby-Doo mysteries.
Cool.
And do you have a Warlock #1? Jason is curious about.
I do have a Warlock #1. I was about to just...
He actually claimed it, but
Okay,
do you
so
think?
let's step up real quick and take a look at the power of Warlock. For anybody who wasn't paying attention earlier, we did sell that first appearance, right? Of Warlock, that Fantastic Four. Okay, so the character him would obviously later become Adam Warlock, even though... Let me think how this worked. Okay, so the Warlock book was going on. I can't remember who was, maybe Conway or somebody. Someone in the chat knows. Obviously, Adam Warlock would become mostly famous from Jim Starlin. But this was the beginning of Warlock's own ongoing series. This is issue #1. It is at $18. What do I have this graded at?
Very good.
It's a very good. Okay, so it's a very good copy at $18. Now, for most people who are not aware, soon as this book was going on, in the title Strange Tales, which we just recently sold an issue of earlier in the show, but Strange Tales, I believe around the 170s, 180s, Jim Starlin started to write and illustrate Adam Warlock's adventures. And from those Strange Tales series, as they were running parallel to this ongoing, at some point, I don't know who made the decision, but they moved Starlin's Adam Warlock series from Strange Tales, and they slid it right into the Adam Warlock book. Now, where is it? Okay. And that is this issue here. Okay, so Jim Starlin, so this is issue 9 of the Warlock book, okay? So Starlin was working on Strange Tales, and somebody decided time to move him on to the main book. And so with issue 9, Starlin not only continued his Warlock series, but he began to develop it into what we know of as the big Thanos fights, the introduction of the Soul Gem, which would then be the introduction of the Infinity Gems, the introduction of Gamora, the introduction of everyone's favorite character, Pip the Troll. I know everyone was really upset when he died in the background of that movie that no one saw. I mean, again, don't worry, people. Put out your billboards. Let Marvel and Disney know you want Pip the Troll back. You know, why do we need Tony Stark back? Who cares about Iron Man? Bring back Pip. So here you go. Warlock issue #9, now at last in his own senses-shattering mag, which is funny considering that this is the 9th issue of Warlock's magazine. How is it that he's finally in his own series? He already was. Anyway, this is a $12 book. What do we have this graded at?
Plus.
What is it?
Very good plus.
Very good plus. Okay. Not the best, but, you know, still looks nice. I love Jim Starlin's art. Okay. And then let's do the last 2 books that are up here, just to kind of finish off this area. We have the very first issue of Marvel Triple Action featuring Doctor Doom, The Thing, Silver Surfer, 3-in-1 thrills, people. For $15, you get three stories. So that's $5 a story. I mean, I'm pretty sure when Marvel Triple Action came out, they were like, you know what? Maybe in about 40 to 50 years from now, someone is going to buy this book for $15 and they're going to really get their money's worth of stories. Because, I mean, you know, when someone was writing this, they're like, come on, they're going to get a story with Doctor Doom. They're going to get one with The Thing. They're going to get one with the Silver Surfer. And yet we're going to sell it for $25? Man, they were just losing money back then. But it's okay. We'll make it up for them now by selling this for $15. What's its grade?
It's a fine plus.
Fine plus. Thank you very much.
Were those reprints, or was that original stories?
I think that those are reprints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have to be.
In fact, I think they're like Fantastic Four reprints where The Thing was trying to help Silver Surfer get away from Doctor Doom because Doctor Doom was trying to steal Silver Surfer's powers and all that kind of stuff. You know. Well, speaking of boobs,
Warlock 9 is the first appearance of the In-Betweener.
yes, that's right.
Oh, Duke's gonna take it. Thank
Oh,
you, Duke.
all right. Thanks, Duke.
We don't have any Godzilla, Ashley. I'm sorry.
Sorry about no Godzilla. We are
Thank you.
actually.
Do we have any Godzilla?
We might have one, like from the Marvel run. Like it might be issue 20.
I thought all those weren't.
No, like we sold them all except one. Maybe I'll have to look.
We'll see if we have it. If not, check back. We do other shows. You know this.
Yeah. We all run through the same stock.
Yeah.
So let us talk about Red Sonja, a character not created by Robert E. Howard. Isn't that true? Like I think I recently found that out, right?
It was.
Wasn't she like a throwaway?
She's an amalgamation of like two different Howard characters.
Okay.
She was a Roy. I think is it Roy Thomas? Everybody. Was
Yeah.
it Roy Thomas creation.
Yeah, Roy Thomas took two actual characters from the Howard stories, mixed them all together, and you got Big Booby Red Sonja.
Like I think maybe there's.
Oh, is that rude? I apologize, ladies.
There's a character named Red Sonja, but it's not her. Like something.
Okay, all right. But this is Red Sonja #1. It's at $10.
Fine minus.
It's a fine minus, and it looks like a Saint Sword. Is that Forbish Man? That's cool, man. That dude's got a cool little avatar. Forbish Man. Nice, man. That's good stuff.
Ah, it's Mr. Williams.
That's you, Mr. Williams? You sure? I thought Mr. Williams.
I've been giving him those books for months, so. Groovy.
Who knew? Not me. Oh, yeah, he said, yeah, it is him.
Robert E. Howard did not create Red Sonja. She's a pastiche of female characters.
That's okay. Thank you. That's what we thought. It was like a Roy Thomas sort of pulled it all together, all that kind of stuff. Thank you very much, chat. You guys are always a font of information. Appreciate it. I have a weird bump on my back. Does anyone know what that might be? Don't say cancer. No. So we're gonna move. No, I don't know. I think my oxygen is being cut off by my.
Do you have a bump on your back?
No, of course I don't.
We're gonna take a break and check his back. That's what we're gonna do, because that's not something you joke about. If you have a bump, you need checked out. You get it checked out.
That is true. I apologize to everyone with bumps on your back.
Come on, man.
Get it checked out. Don't dust and diamond it, people. Oh, too soon?
Too soon.
Oh, man, I told you. Every show, there's something controversial. I just can't keep my mouth shut.
It should be said that the host's views don't represent Fat Jacks' views.
Great point. Every disclaimer should be in the beginning. Okay, all right. So next up, we're going to slide into. In fact, is this it for? Where's the rest of the? Here, let me just throw a couple. These are the last few books of our little collection here. So let me throw them out just so everyone can take a look. I mean, everyone's looking for their Call the Conqueror. I know everyone wants an Omega the Unknown, and definitely everyone wants reprints of old Shield comics. So here we go. We're starting off with Call the Conqueror, #1, $6. It's the cheapest book we've had so far. It's very good. No wonder it's so cheap. All right, and then up that is Omega the Unknown. I'm pretty sure we talked about this maybe last episode or the episode before, but definitely one of the weirder comics ever created. I love you, Steve Gerber. Rest in peace, brother. I hope you're getting your due in whatever on the other side. But here you go, Omega the Unknown, issue #1. It's a $10 book, graded at
Very fine.
very fine. It's a nice copy there.
Jason's gonna grab the Omega.
All right, Jason. I knew your taste would coincide with a little Steve Gerber love of weirdness. One day we'll have to sit down and talk. What the hell do you think that book's about? And especially Jonathan Lemire's follow-up from a decade ago. Very interesting, strange books. And then last but not least, over on this end, this is Nick Fury and his Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., issue #1. It's a $9 book, graded at fine. Now, just so you're aware, these are not original stories. These are actual reprints of old Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Issues from the 60s.
To Mr. Williams, you do have a Omega you had claimed from a previous show, so you have a copy in your box.
That's right. So, okay. I thought we had a copy, and I swore we had a conversation about it. Thank you, Mr. Williams, for making me feel that I'm not losing my mind as much as Marshall constantly says, Brendan, you're losing your mind. And I go, what do you know? You're just a guy with weird wings and translucent skin. You know? Man, the voices. I think I hear voices. Woo. All right, so
think
What's up?
you got a lot of other stuff on the. You got a lot of other stuff on the left there, buddy.
Yeah, I know. I'm about to literally get into it. In fact, multiple times I was about to pull back and introduce you. I wanted to make another reverse mortgage joke. But instead, we're going to talk about my father's favorite character of all time, Thor. And we have a nice little run of Thor comic books here, okay? So first up is Journey into Mystery, issue number 110 for 1964. This is Thor fights Mr. Hyde and Cobra. This is a very good plus copy at $55. This is during the Lee Kirby run, one of the most famous runs. And then let's move these over because these are later in the run. And then we have Journey into Mystery. Now, I'm going to need the grade on this one. This is issue number 123.
Good.
This is a good copy, which is why it's only $15. But this is where Thor fights the Absorbing Man, and he fights Loki, and he fights some dude who I remember from the Treasury-sized edition, but I have no idea what he looks like. But he looks like he's probably a problematic character nowadays. Probably a lot of cultural appropriation with some dude wearing what looks like a tiki mask. But here's the big one. Here's my favorite. Here's the one that I even thought for a split second to purchase. I don't want to belabor you too much with my own personal little anecdote. But when I was about 4 or 5 years old, one of the first comic books I ever have a memory of having read was my father gave me the large Treasury-sized edition of Thor, which reprinted the issues where Thor fights Hercules for the first time and when Asgard and Olympus fight for the first time. You guessed it, Hades and Loki teamed up to get them all after each other. But one of the most famous iconic covers from that run is Thor 126. Now, don't be confused because, yes, we were just talking about Journey into Mystery. Well, Journey into Mystery with this issue, issue 126, officially became Thor. And here we have a very good plus copy, but it's still gorgeous. The cover's intact. There's a little bit of stress, all that kind of stuff. It's $80. Thor from 1966. It's issue 126. And it's the first time Thor and Hercules fought. It's good stuff. And right behind that, yes?
You want to read the screen?
I don't know. People are...
No, the highlighted one. It's about you.
What is it? Oh, no, please, no. That's very kind of you. Like, genuinely kind. But I don't know. I'm not good at accepting things. Thank you so much. Let's give somebody else a chance at it. If later down the line, we'll work on that. Thank you very much.
On commercial.
Oh, it's commercial time.
On that awkward note.
Yeah. All right. But thank you, Nick. That is very kind of you to offer. But let's go to commercial and let's get some more books up here.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit comicshoplocator.com to find a store near you.
Hey, welcome back. How are you? Yep, that's us right there. Our names, because we rarely say our names, but that's us. I'm Al. This is Brendan. Never gets old. Yes, it's top of the hour. It's top of the hour?
It is top of the hour.
Top of the hour. Okay, so this is our third segment of our second hour. So let's quickly just do, again, we're selling books. We got a bunch of Thor books here to get through. We've been kind of lax a little bit on some of our DC, so we got a little cool DCs over here. Marshall's over here seeing if he can find some books. We'll do a little Marshall segment. What he picked out will make him feel really anxious and upset if nothing sells. And then probably in our last segment, if people are starting to, we're getting a little lax on some of our spotlight books. Got a bunch of bundles here we can go through, just do some quick bundles and stuff like that. See what happens. I know some people really enjoy those. Also, they're a little bit more, they're not as expensive as some of these other key books are, even though we greatly appreciate just your attention and you just giving us your time. With that said, let's move along to some more. Let's finish up on these Thor books here.
Can you pass me that Thor, was it 126?
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Rucci.
Thanks, Mr. Brucey. Okay, so still in that storyline that I was talking about before, the whole Thor versus Hercules and Asgard versus Olympus is issue number 129. Here you got Zeus on the cover, blowing up Thor and Hercules. For anyone that doesn't know, the big news coming out of the Thor 4 movie casting, is Russell Crowe is going to be Zeus in the movie. So if you're a speculator or you're a fan, get in now because people are going to be looking for Zeus comics. So
that's old news. The chat was already talking about that hours ago.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm behind the chat. Man, what am I even doing here? Chat, you do the show.
I hear Marvel's making an Iron Man movie with Robert Downey Jr.
I heard Marvel and Disney are making a lot of money. Is that not true? So there we go. So yeah, Thor 129, $13. That probably means it's not in the best condition. Let's see what our little notes here say. Thor 129 is a good plus. Okay, good plus. Are you not entertained?
Is this not why you are here?
Yeah, I mean,
it should be.
What's another quote?
I hope you're not just tuning in by random.
Yeah. Okay. So now back to your test results. All right. So next up is Thor 131, They Strike from Space. Again, the glare is awesome. I love it. It always makes my job so much easier. But here's Thor 131. It's a $20 book, graded at a very good plus. Okay. And then right up here, now this is, I don't know if it's key, but this character, I've always made the joke. I can't believe that one of the main villains of a Marvel movie that made money, Guardians of the Galaxy #2, The main villain is a character by the name of Ego the Living Planet. Hey man, they made people fall in love with a talking raccoon. They made people cry when a talking tree died. At this point, Marvel, do whatever you want, man. You made Ego the Living Planet a Kurt Russell character, okay? Kurt Russell is the man. Kurt Russell is who I wish my father was. Yeah, Big Trouble in Little China. My dad wasn't coming and beating up ninjas and stuff like that, even though he probably wasn't his brain-addled mind or something like that.
Like all the rest of your fathers are doing.
Yeah. But here we go. This is Thor 133 from 1967. First appearance of Ego the Living Planet. Fine, $36. What?
Excuse my outburst.
Oh.
I apologize. I don't know if everybody's shitting on Big Trouble in Little China or some other movie.
Wait, you're making fun of Big Trouble? Gary, where are you? Get in here.
What are we talking about? What movie are we talking about? Because I wasn't listening to what he was saying until Big Trouble.
Maybe they didn't like Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Oh, yeah, I'm kidding.
Because again, Kurt Russell played my dad, a deadbeat.
We all wish Kurt Russell was in.
Yeah, I do too. But I want a certain kind of Kurt Russell. Like, do you want overboard Kurt Russell?
Oh, yeah, where he's stealing women for no reason and teaching his kids that it's okay.
Oh, yeah, totally. And you know what the lesson of that movie is? Kidnap a woman and maybe she'll fall in love with you by the end of the movie.
She'll be like, okay.
I can't believe they remade that movie in like 2015. Anyway, so like I said, first appearance of Ego the Living Planet. This is a fine edition, $36. There we go. Thor 133.
It was Guardians.
It was Guardians.
I
Okay.
apologize for my outburst.
No, because who would make fun of Big Trouble in Little China?
Because you're not allowed in this chat if that's what you make fun of.
I mean, okay. So I was born on John Wayne's birthday, May 26th. My father's hero was John Wayne. Yeah, problematic, but still, it was my dad's hero. And I loved Big Trouble in Little China for lots of reasons. But one of the main reasons was it completely deconstructed and subverted that sort of John Wayne trope. Because in a way, Jack Burton, Kurt Russell's character in Big Trouble in Little China, he was supposed to be the badass hero and all that kind of stuff. But all he did was screw up. He blustered. He knew how to talk a good game, but he primarily just messed up. So that was always fun.
The first thing I ever saw in that movie, it was being played on TV, and they showed the commercial, and it was the scene where he shoots a gun in the air and the bricks hit him in the head.
Funny, it's the
and
best.
I was like, I got to see that. I don't know what it is. But
Best. I love that movie. God, I love that movie.
There's a new Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, they're trying to remake it.
With The Rock.
Yeah. All right. Again, hey, they remade RoboCop. They remade Total Recall. I mean, I don't have to watch it. But
I didn't see the new Mortal Kombat. Apparently it was good.
hey, as long as it was entertaining.
That's what it seems like everybody enjoyed it.
Nice. Okay, so next up real quick, here is Thor 135. It's an $18 book. I believe it is graded.
135 is
Yeah.
very good.
Very good. Okay, now this issue, what makes it kind of unique, it's not the first appearance, which I think was in the issue prior, 134, but it is the origin of the High Evolutionary, a character that most of you might not even know who he is anymore. But hey, if you were reading comics in the 70s and 80s, the High Evolutionary was kind of cool. All right, so, and then right up after that is Thor 138. It is priced at $18. Al, what do we have this graded at?
This is very good also, and then there's a name written on the first page.
Very good. Okay, so somebody wrote their name in it, which is what kind of killed some of its value. So for anyone whose name isn't Wilbur or Montgomery or, I don't know, whoever the guy is. Yeah.
Bernie Wrightson signed your book and ruined it.
Yeah, I know. And then turn around and it's worth more because of that. And last but not least, on our Thor run here is Thor issue number 143. It's price tier at $15, graded at
very good also.
Very good. You get Baldur the Brave, you get the Stunning Sif, you get the Evil Enchanters, not the Enchantress. It's literally a bunch of dudes called the Enchanters. They're probably going to show up in Thor 5, so get your first appearance of the Enchanters right here.
Sub-Zero is a guy in the raid.
No way! Wait, which guy in the raid?
It just says a guy from the raid, but I'll watch it now.
Dude, I would watch. Does he fight like the guy in the raid?
Cool.
Because that would be awesome.
I'll definitely watch it.
What did I watch recently that he was Triple Threat on Netflix? I'm
Oh,
not gonna sit here and say it's a good movie, but
action packed.
action packed. Yeah.
Very action packed.
Yeah, very cool. Man, I love those movies.
Oh, Jason wants to buy some books.
Oh, sorry, Jason. Let's get back to buying books.
We're talking about martial arts.
Too much martial art talking about. Wait, I actually had two books left. Yeah,
He's looking for 143 and 135. Did you go through those yet?
143. There's that one.
Cool.
And then 145?
Yeah.
Okay, 145 right here. We'll say goodbye to this one. So that is priced at $15. What do we have it graded at?
145 is very good plus.
Very good plus. All right, so we'll say goodbye to that one as well.
Cool.
There's
Thank you,
145. And I said last but not least, thinking that I was done, but I wasn't. This is technically the last Thor from this run that we have, and that is issue number 144, where Thor yells for Asgard a lot. This Battleground Earth, the one you've been waiting for. I don't know what you've been waiting for, but this is the one. It's only $8, graded at 144.
144 is good plus.
Good plus.
Yeah.
Hey, if you weren't waiting for Thor good plus at $8, then this cover is wrong. Okay? That's all I gotta say. All right. So thank you, Thor. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Cool.
You're always the best. You make me feel loved when I'm alone. All right, now we are going to move on to a few DC books. Yes, I don't have a joke, so let's just move along. So first
DC
up,
no. DC books. Never mind. Buy our DC books also.
I'm going to try to sell you a bunch of expensive DC books, and I can't tell you what's unique about them except for the fact that they're very weird. Silver Age DC, I think, is very underappreciated, primarily because they're not first appearances of characters that are showing up in like commercials and TV shows and selling you, ED pills. I was trying to figure out an appropriate way to say ED pills without using too much language. So anyway, the first thing we're going to step up to is Justice League of America, issue number 38. Very good plus. Now, what's fun about this book is it is a very early Justice League JSA crossover, Crisis of Earth A, Dr. Fate punches Old Man Superman. I think a Nazi shows up. Nazi showed up a lot in JSA stuff. So there we go. So this is Justice League of America, the Justice Society of Earth 2 versus the Lawless. Oh, that's right. It's the first appearance of the Lawless League of Earth A. So if you're looking for the Zack Snyder Justice League 2, when that comes out, the Lawless Legion will probably be the heroes. And
Contral's going to take it.
you're going to take this one?
That's what he said.
Hey, man, Contral, dude, this is a fun one, man. Good cover, iconic. That was that fun little era where they would like put all the characters on the sides of the covers.
This was his, right? He dropped this off on Saturday?
Yes. Wouldn't that be funny if it was? What was it? The infamous Scout #1 that we sold on our very first show, and he gave it to me for free. Love you, Chow. Love you. I'll let you know. Let your daughter know she's doing a wonderful job. Greatly appreciate all her help on Saturdays. Thank you, Talia. Okay, so next up is Justice League of America, issue number 47. Now, again, this is part of that same kind of era. This is a Justice Society of America crossover. It is also the 4th Silver Age appearance of Golden Age Spectre. Okay? Now, DC, when it comes to first appearances and all that kind of stuff that speculators and people looking for key stuff really kind of glom onto, DC is very confusing. You have Golden Age versions of characters, Silver Age versions of characters, pre-crisis, post-crisis, New 52, in the future. I don't even know who some of these characters are. Now we have legacy characters. Oh, hey, for anyone looking for it, at some point, we're going to have a Convergent Superman #2. Do you know what makes that book special? First appearance of Jonathan Kent. And if you're not aware, Jonathan Kent this summer will be the new Superman, which will lead to a book that I am greatly looking forward to, a little book by the name of Superman and the Authority, written by a very unknown Scottish writer by the name of Grant Morrison. I don't know if anyone's heard of him before, but one person's looking forward to it. It might be this guy. But that's not the book we're talking about right now. We are talking about Batman punching aliens because that's completely believable. And if I've learned anything working at a comic book store for years, what people really want from their comic books is believability, realism. I mean, hello, I don't understand. How is Batman punching an alien? That's not cool. That's not real. Comic books are grim and dark and really gritty. And Batman punching an alien, no. Batman should be in slow motion cleaning his razor. Now that's what Batman really does. That's exciting television. That's an exciting movie. In fact, someone should make that movie. You know what? Take a 2-hour movie, shoot it all in slow motion, make it 4 hours, call it a day. So boom, Justice League of America, number 47, little Justice Society of America crossover.
Can we see the Green Lantern 40? And before that, just so we're clear, I'm not trying to throw any shade at any DC books. I'm just not as familiar with DC books as most people. I grew up reading Marvel and other books, not as much DC. So please don't take that any offense to any DC fans out there.
Someone get upset?
Somebody got upset and called on the phone and was very upset and used a lot of slurs and a lot of violent, vulgar language, and that's just not what this show is about. So I'm sorry. Buy as many DC books as you want, and I will support you.
Because you know it's good comic book behavior? When people fight and hurt each other over Marvel versus DC. because that's what superheroes want. You know, that's what they're really teaching us. So let's move over to a very unique book. This is Green Lantern, issue number 40 from 1965. Now, first of all, I was just mocking the whole thing of keys. This is actually a key issue in the DC universe. I know I've already made a fool out of myself, but what else is new? This is the origin of the Guardians of the Universe. It is also the origin of the Infinite Earths concept. So we're already beginning our little multiverse thing, even as far back as 1965, because trust me, somebody was dabbing in that sweet, sweet LSD. It is also the first appearance of the Guardian by the name of Krona. For anyone who maybe read Gambit's Tale by John Byrne in the 80s or read Crisis. Krona plays a big role in a Crisis event, the multiverse, all that kind of stuff. This is his first appearance. Also, this is the first time that the Golden Age Green Lantern, Alan Scott, and the Silver Age Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, it's the first time they meet. It's the first time they fight. It's the first time they kiss. It's an interesting book. 1965 was a weird year. This is a good plus copy at $60. Next up, we have Showcase number 61 from 1966. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. This book, now it's $30. It's a fine minus copy, but it is considered the second appearance of the Silver Age Spectre, not to be confused with the Golden Age Spectre. DC historians, I give you all the credit in the world if all of this makes sense and you could explain it to people. I've read this stuff for over 40 years, and sometimes I just have to stop and go, what is going on here? Anyway, this is Showcase, issue number 61 from 1966. It's $30. It's where the devil beats up the Spectre with the planet Earth. God, I love these Silver Age covers. They're just so wild.
That's Mr. Hunter. Textbook gut punch.
Textbook gut punch.
Like,
there you go. That is a tech. Yeah, right below the diaphragm.
Just right there. Bang.
Yeah, just knock the air right out of you. Good stuff. Okay, we got two Action Comics comics right there. But let's talk about the one that's up top, because that's actually a very famous cover and it has some key elements to it. Okay, so this is Action Comics issue number 285 from 1962. There's a Kurt Swan cover. The big deal about this one is it is the issue where Supergirl is introduced to the world. Also, it's pretty much where Supergirl is officially brought into the Superman kind of mythos canon. She's now part of DC continuity, all that kind of stuff. It's a very famous cover. I imagine most of you will recognize it. Usually when talking about famous Silver Age Superman covers, this one always pops up. It's a big deal in that regard. They're flying down Broadway, you know, good times. So there we go. This is a very good plus copy at $65. And then right next to that is my boy and yours, Mr. Mixelplexel. So Silver Age starts at 1985. Yes, Silver Age starts at 1985. God, I don't have a good joke. Anyway. That's a good joke. That's a good one.
That's good.
That was a really good one, dude. Okay, here we have Action Comics 273 from 1961. It's a very good minus copy at $37. And it looks like Mr. Mixelplexel is riding on a bunch of Dr. Seuss, like insects, nom, rep, US. What is going on here? What do you think this is? Nom rep us? Oh, he says his name backwards. That's it. Red rum. All right, I'm not too bright. All right, next up is, okay, I love this. All right, I love these characters. You got Crypto. What was Supergirl's cat's name? Zippy, Speedy, Methy, Amphetamine. What's the cat's name? Supergirl's cat? Streaky. Is it Streaky? Streaky. Sounds like a drug term. Okay. So this is Action Comics 277 from 1961. It's a very good minus copy at $35. But the best thing about it is Crypto and Streaky have a little tug of war. And
Crypto and Streaky.
Yeah, Crypto and Streaky. Yeah, check it out. Yeah, good stuff. Good fun. All right.
Crypto and Streaky.
So we're saying goodbye to Green Lantern 40?
Green Lantern 40's going.
Good one, man.
Unless Duke and Jason want it. Everybody's making deals before anything's claimed now. So
no poaching, don't forget it. Is that still a
what do
thing?
you mean? Yeah, no, well, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's his network.
Okay, so we have talked about some DC books. We've talked about some Thor books. How much time do we have before our next?
Lovingly talked about these.
Lovingly, yes.
Lovingly.
Hey, if anyone thinks that we don't love comics in all of its forms, what the hell do you think we're doing here? I mean, at some point, we got to be kind of entertaining. So maybe we make some poor jokes that might not fly well with some people, but we're reaching here. We're reaching. I'm literally sweating in a suit, talking to myself. Look, I just see myself in a stupid mask.
And the shop's closed, but you can come down here if there's a problem.
It's
honestly, it's not that big.
Are we Kirbying it? Are we doing?
You come on down. We'll be here till 8:00.
And after that,
problem, you come on down. After that, I don't care.
Oh, someone's claiming Batman punching aliens. All right, come on. You can't pass up a Silver Age book where Batman punches an alien. I'm pretty sure he's in space too. Does he have like bat pellets that allow him to like have oxygen in his lungs? I mean, I don't even understand why he doesn't even have a spacesuit. I mean, it's the Silver Age. Just put Batman in a spacesuit. Done deal.
No, that shit, man.
Anyway, great little Silver Age gem. Thank you very much. Say goodbye to that bad boy.
Duke keeps commenting on the new DC covers.
What's the comment, Duke? Like out of curiosity.
He's saying that they've been really good, but he hasn't been specific with. So I'm just curious if there's something I'm not really.
Actually, no. I mean that's.
Or is it just a general kind of DC's been doing their thing?
I don't know. Like, I don't want to talk about the industry too much because most people who know me, they know my thoughts about the industry. So behind closed doors with DC and AT&T, I mean, I don't know. But in terms of the actual product that DC has been putting out recently, it's actually been really fun. A few people we know who actually are working on some of these books are actually kind of excited about a lot of the work that they're doing. So I give them a lot of credit. I mean, hey, man, that new issue of Nightwing, that thing's going for like $15, $20 online. People are excited. The Batman book is pretty decent. I'm glad to see the Super Sons are back. Not that one. DC, they're doing some good stuff. And a lot of those variant covers that they have, like, they've been really cool. So, yeah, I'm with you, man. No shade to DC. You do you, guys. It's been fun. Okay, so Marshall's just handed me a pile of books. All right? So we're going to talk about a pile of books. Okay. So let's first move a couple of these up here so I got some space to work in. All right. So the first book we're going to talk about is, okay, what of these have I seen before? Yeah, okay, these are all good. Okay, so first up is Dr. Fate. All right, this is first issue special, issue number 9. It's an $8 book. I didn't write its grade down, but I'm pretty positive this is like in the very fine range, maybe very fine minus, fine plus. This is a Joe Kubert cover. This story actually takes place in the 50s, so it is the Kent Nelson character. There's a note to this.
It's a fine. The story takes place in 55. It's Martin Pascoe, Simonson, and Joe Kubert.
That's right. It's early Walt Simonson. That's what I was trying to remember. So Walt Simonson of many fame. This is an early work of his. In the interior, obviously, on the cover is Joe Kubert. So there we go. First issue special, issue number 9, $8. Next up is The Incredible Hulk, 128. It's a fine at $20. The Hulk fights the Avengers. Enough said. All right. Right after that is, hey, we just sold, or somebody just claimed earlier today, Invaders number 1. Well, now, if you want, we have the Invaders King Size Annual number 1. This is a fine copy at $15. I'm pretty sure they fight a lot of Nazis.
So to Mr. Xenon in the chat, we do have your information on file. As far as with PayPal, anything you purchase, you can just go ahead and PayPal us for the total. If you want to wait, we'll invoice you the total at the beginning of the week. But you're good on I have your contact information saved, so you're fine as far as that goes.
Cool. All right. Next up, Iron Fist number 15. It's a fine minus copy at $16. You got a Cockrum cover. You got Wolverine in his Fang costume. Actually, there was like an 8-year-old kid in the shop this weekend, and he wanted to talk about Wolverine. So we were talking about Wolverine. And he went, and we were talking about favorite costumes. And I was like, my favorite is when he was in the brown and orange kind of costume. And the kid goes, I love his Fang costume. And I was like, what the hell is his Fang costume? Kid's like, don't curse at me. I was like, sorry, kid, don't be... I just can't keep up with it. But anyway, this is I guess there was one of the Imperial Guard characters was a character named Fang, and during this run, Wolverine killed him, and for some reason, I guess Wolverine was naked, so he decided to take the dude's costume and just went, hey, I'll just keep it on because there's a really cool tooth necklace or something. Wolverine would have been really good in Vietnam.
I wonder why they never did like a Vietnam story for him.
No, probably because it's too on the nose.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is Iron Fist number 15. Iron Fist fights the X-Men. That's pretty much.
It's the first Bushmaster too.
This is the first Bushmaster. Did I mark that down?
It's not on the sheet here.
Oh, okay. All right.
But that's what Jason said.
Oh, cool. I wasn't aware of that.
And you know what? We're gonna do a quick commercial. Sorry, everybody.
Break time. All right. See you, mate.
Apologies.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit ComicShopLocator.com to find a store near you.
Oh yeah, it's us. We're back. We're here. All right, welcome to our final segment. It's not even a full half hour because we have a hard out. At what time, Jerry? 7:58, something like that. Why do we have a hard out? Why are they kicking us out? They're always kicking us out now.
Because of the Oscars. We're the lead-ins of the Oscars.
Oh yeah, I forgot we're the lead into the Oscars. Good stuff. All right, so what do we have here that we can throw out? Okay. I hope everyone enjoyed Falcon and Winter Soldier. Marvel and Disney, you don't need us to promote you, but just as a fan sitting on his couch watching a show, I insanely loved it. I really felt they killed it.
Is it over?
It was 6 episodes. It's over. But I just wanted to, like, as a final kind of goodbye to the book, I want to offer just our last Captain America, issue number 25, the first appearance of Sam Wilson as Captain America. If anyone, spoilers, so skip ahead 30 seconds. I can't believe they really pulled off the costume. The costume looked wonderful. Good for them. Welcome to our new Captain America. Good stuff. So there we go. It's a very fine near mint copy at $30. And just as a little memento, here we have Sam Wilson, Captain America, issue 13, very fine near mint, $8. The big selling point here is our Daniel Acuna cover of U.S. Agent John Walker fighting our boy Sam Wilson, the new Captain America. Don't call him Black Captain America. It's not the 70s. And, well, I didn't mean this segue, but this is our only copy. I was lucky enough to find this in our Greg hole. I didn't think we had a single copy of these left. But this was from pre-pandemic, pre-lockdown. This is the very first Marvel Voices #1. That's the book that was influenced or created by the podcast, I think of the same name. But what's really, not only is it a big deal of a lot of different, diverse creators and characters and all that kind of stuff, but for anyone who's like into speculation and stuff, technically speaking, this one shot is the first appearance of a character by the name of the Goddess Spider, who supposedly has a connection to the spider that bit both Peter and Cindy Moon. If you don't know who Cindy Moon is, she's Silk. But more than that, it is also the first cameo appearance of the team, the Children of the Atom, which, if anyone isn't aware, they have a new series out. I think we already have 2 issues of the Children of the Atom. They were introduced in this one shot right here, Marvel Voices #1, very fine near mint at $30. All right, and then because this seems appropriate, the Punisher War Journal. If you don't get why we think that's funny, you're better off than we are because you believe in a kinder world. We have to use gallows humor just to get through the day. So here we go. Punisher War Journal #1. It's a $10 book. It looks like it's a very fine plus, probably around there from 1988. Carl Potts, Punisher, jumping down, shooting people with a bunch of unreal guns.
Is Carl Potts, did he do everything on that?
I think he did the interiors, yeah. But that would be Punisher War Journal would be the book. That a few issues after this, Jim Lee would start to draw it.
Yeah, what did he start on, like issue 3 or 4?
I think it was like 4 or 5, but you get, I think it's issue 6 and 7, which are the famous Punisher versus Wolverine.
Yeah.
Maybe in Vietnam. No, I don't know.
No, it's in Africa.
Oh, it is in Africa. Okay, right.
So that was.
We were just actually, man, I had more books than I thought. I had a whole thing to go along with this. Okay, there's a character. We got some books here. I got to work through them. So maybe in future shows, we're going to talk about this character a little bit more. But for now, we have, as many of you know, Moon Knight's getting his own show. Shang-Chi is getting his own movie. So why not step into a little 1992 glory, that being Moon Knight Special Edition, issue number 1. This is Moon Knight and Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, together, beating up mummies? Robot mummies? Whatever, but it's Moon Knight and Shang-Chi beating things up. Very fine near mint copy at $6. All right. Got to get a little bit more Man-Thing. So there we go. The Man-Thing, issue number 3, very fine plus copy at $20. There's something unique about this issue. Is this the first appearance of Fool Killer? I have it in my notes. It's the Man-Thing number 3. Yeah, very fine plus $20. This might be the first appearance of Fool Killer. Let me, I'll go check my notes real quick. Someone just got... Oh, Lord Howard Hurst. All right, buddy, we'll send that to you.
First appearance of Fool Killer.
Okay, so yes, so that Man-Thing number 3 is the first appearance of the original Fool Killer. And if you've never seen the original Fool Killer, Google him right now. He is goofy. All right, speaking of goofy, Marvel premiere, issue number 27, a fine copy at $10, Zatanna the Devil's Daughter. For the first time, her own shocking full-color series. You probably won't be surprised. This was the only time she got her own. Marvel kept trying Zatanna. It worked with his son. Why not his daughter? But it was the 70s, and I guess young boys weren't ready to read about sexy devil women.
Do we have a second copy of the Moon Knight Shang-Chi book?
I believe we do. Take the name.
Yeah, Mr. Lyon, we'll check.
Yeah, Gary, I'm almost positive we do. So we'll look for that, and if we got it, we'll put it aside for you.
I'm gonna have to email you this week anyway. So
yeah. In fact, Marshall, did I have an extra copy? Okay, yeah. Marshall's gonna take a quick look. Okay, next up is the first appearance of a very famous comic book character, Alice Cooper. He isn't known for anything outside of comic books. So if you're unfamiliar with Alice Cooper, this comic is here for you. I'm sorry, except for this issue, you might not be able to find anything else relating to Alice Cooper, but that's okay. You can be warmed at night with this beautiful copy, very fine, $20. Alice Cooper even helped write this issue. So there you go. This is Marvel Premiere number 50, the first appearance of Alice Cooper. $20, very fine. Oh, so we did have a second copy. All right.
Thank you, Mr. Lime, and thank you, Mr. Howard Hurst.
All right, guys. Good stuff. Okay, next up. All right. We're having less and less of these. I'm pretty sure this is the last one. I apologize. We don't have another issue number 1. But for anyone who isn't aware, the Milestone characters are coming back. And here we have Milestone Forever, issue number 2. This was from 2010. This is when they killed off the Dakota universe with the idea that they were going to bring all the Milestone characters into the DC universe, which they did for a very brief period before DC dropped the ball again. I don't know why. Maybe when McDuffie died. I hope that's not the reason. But, hey, I'm thankful that those characters are coming back. For anyone who maybe picked up the comic shop news of this past week, there's a nice article letting everybody know that the Milestone books, Hardware, Icon, and Static Shock, which were originally only going to be digital only, now they have relented, and they're going to put out actual comic books of the Milestone characters. But here we have very fine near mint copy at $10, Milestone Forever, number 2. It was a 2-issue limited series. All the original Milestone creators came back to pretty much end the universe and introduce them into the DC universe.
Thank you, Mr. Williams is going to grab it. Can you pass me the Alice Cooper as well?
Yes, absolutely. There we go.
And to Marshall, Mr. Lime says hello.
All right. Hey. Okay. We had a copy of this before. It was even better condition, but this is a very fine copy. But for anyone who missed out on Micronauts number 1 the last time, we do have one more copy. This is the first appearance of the Micronauts, the first appearance of Baron Karza. This is a very fine copy at $20, and you will not be surprised when I tell you they want to make a movie out of this. So that's why the book keeps going up, because everyone's looking for the next big thing. So right after that is, we had issue number 1 earlier. Well, here we have issue number 10. And guess what? The Human Torch is back. And this is Marvel Team Up, issue number 10. Spider-Man and the Human Torch face off against Kang the Conqueror. And for anyone who's not aware of this, Kang is going to be one of the next big villains of Phase 4 Marvel. I think somebody just claimed the Micronauts, so here, I'll give that to you while you figure out. Mr. Williams, cool beans. All right, so before we get into bundles, we're gonna finish off the show with the story bundles. But before we do that, we'll say one last book, a little humor. We can all laugh at ourselves. Not Brand Ek, number 2, $10. It's probably fine. I think it's like fine condition. But you get the first appearance of Iron Man, Magnut. You get the first appearance of not Batman, not Robin. You get the first appearance of the agent of Sheesh, Blunder Agents. Not Brand X, people. Hey, man, Forbish, man. If you're out there, this is it. All right, so there we go. Boom. Let me take a breath. How much time do we have before our heart out?
About 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes.
So about 10, 15 minutes. Okay. So with these final minutes, for anyone who's interested, at this point, we're just going to do story bundles. So let's move some books out of our way here so we can just...
Can I get the Dot Brand Ek?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Williams.
There we go. There we are. Spidey Man versus Nat Man and Robin. Rotten. Excuse me. Rotten. Not to be confused with Robin. Okay, so a little of that, a little of that, a little of that. Actually, we never even got to the cards. Okay. There's only so much time in a show, so we have these weird cards. We'll get to them next week, okay? They're from 1966. I wish I had more information about them. Maybe I'll figure some stuff out about them, and we'll talk about it next week. But until then, Marshall here is going to hand me story bundles, and we're going to go from there. So you stay right for a second. Let me just take one last drink. And let us begin the final leg of our little show here. Okay, so first up, we're going to have, this is a writer that I love by the name of Rick Remender. This was before he really went on to the creator-owned stuff. Deadly Class, Black Science, you got Scumbag. If you're not reading Scumbag, you're missing out on one of the better, funner books that the comic industry is producing right now. Wonderful, wonderful story. I love the fact that there's a new artist for each issue. Wild. But Rick Remender, he was working for Marvel. He made some wonderful books working for them, Uncanny X-Force, this and that. An early one that he did was he took over for Ed Brubaker and Warren Ellis from Secret Avengers. And that was the final, I think, like eight or nine issues of that series. And that is Secret Avengers, issue number 29 through 37. Retails for $36. We're selling it for $15. You got Beast, Captain Britain, Valkyrie, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Evil Ant-Man. They fight a bunch of robots. It's a great story. I highly recommend this run. It's a good time. All right. Right after that is from 2014. This is Chris Claremont and Todd Nauck coming back to do a solo title for Nightcrawler. Now, this is Nightcrawler issue number 1 through 8. Retails for $32. We're selling this tonight for $13. And then we have, recently we just sold that Ms. Marvel number 1. Well, here we have a couple Ms. Marvel story bundles. From 2006, around Civil War. This is issue 6 through 12. It is 2 complete story arcs. You get the Civil War. You get whatever this story arc was. You get Greg Horn doing sexy Ms. Marvel covers. You know, everyone loves that. Retails $21. We're selling it for $9. Next up is Ms. Marvel, issue number 43 through 50. Okay, there we go. Now, first of all, the artist, Sana Takeda, I believe that's how you pronounce it, they were the artists that did that Heroes for Hire hentai cover that we had last week that was very controversial. They're also the artist that does some of the most beautiful artwork being published today in the book Monstrous. Well, this was a big step up for them. This was the War of the Marvel storyline. At the time, the character Carla, she was Moonstone, the villain. This is when she was running around as Ms. Marvel in the Dark Avengers. Well, inevitably, she and Carol Danvers would have a big old fight. And that would lead to issue number 50, which is the final issue of this series. Obviously, that cover is an homage to the cover of the Death of Captain Marvel graphic novel. This is also the first appearance of a character by the name of the Protector, but no one seems to be clamoring for the Protector, so it doesn't matter. So $30, but we're selling it for $13.
For Ed in the chat, it's issues 29 to 37, $15 for Secret Avengers.
And those are the, so in the Secret Avengers, that volume 1, those are the last issues. Okay, issue 37 is the final issue. Okay, so let's get some more story bundles. All right, next up is, for anyone who's a little sad that Monica Rambeau hasn't been around since WandaVision, get one of the funnier books that she was ever involved with. And that is Next Wave. Now, Next Wave was technically a 12-issue series. We only have the first 6 issues, but that is a complete story arc, and it retails for $18, and we're selling it for $8. Again, if you've never read this series, it is hilarious. It's a blast, and Monica is quite frustrated by the bunch of douches that she has to work with because they're all idiots. All right, next up is the New Avengers, not to be confused with the Bendis, not to be confused with the Hickman. This is the Al Ewing, Pablo Sandoval, not the baseball player, but this is the New Avengers with little Bobby and Cannonball and Hawkeye and Hulkling and Wiccan. Even Squirrel Girl shows up. But this is the first 7 issues of the 2015 series of the New Avengers. Retails for $28. We're selling it for $12. Look, you even get White Tiger there. There we go. And then we have from 2008, New Warriors. This led into the Secret Invasion tie-in of that series. This is issue 9 through 15. It retails for $21. We're selling it for $8. Again, it's a complete story arc that also leads into their version of the Secret Invasion stories. All right. Next up, looks like we got some Spider-Man. Oh, no, a little Punisher. Here we go. Okay, so this is the Punisher Max. Okay, so after Garth Ennis left the book, for a little while, different writers would come along and they would do about 4, 5, 6 issue story arcs. Well, this one is Victor Gischler, Parlov. Do you remember his last name or his first name? The artist?
Goran
Parlov.
Goran or Gordon.
This is Welcome to the Bayou. Actually, this is out of all of the post-Ennis Punisher Max kind of minis, this is probably my favorite. It's where Punisher just kind of ends up in the bayou and a bunch of
It's a straight up grindhouse movie.
It's a grindhouse movie. Yes,
it's awesome.
It's really good.
They're like cannibals or something.
Yeah, they're all cannibals. Again, I didn't want to be too offensive to people from the South because it definitely plays into some really crappy tropes.
To all of our cannibal viewers.
Yeah. Hey,
think about what you're doing in life.
It's a 70s grindhouse. It's like if the Punisher ended up meeting the Firefly family. Okay,
that's a lot of fun. It's a good series.
Yeah, it's a great series. We're selling it here tonight for $6, 4-issue little mini, complete story. After that, we have Scream. Anyone who read the Absolute Carnage, I think we even have her first appearance somewhere. She popped up again in the King in Black tie-in. But this is her first and only solo series. This is Scream, Curse of Carnage. This is issue 1 through 5 from 2020. So this is pre-pandemic. So if you're looking to collect everything that came out before the world just came to a grinding halt, you need this story bundle. Retails for $20. We're selling it for $9. After that is, from 2017, Chip Zdarsky and Adam Kubert's Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man. This is issue 1 through 5. Retails for $21. We're selling it for $8. If you haven't read anything by Zdarsky recently, he's a very fun writer. I highly recommend it. I have no idea what this book is about. It's called 1 Month to Live. It's a 5-issue miniseries. We're selling it for $5. So how about this? Somebody buy it for $5, read it, and then let me know what it's about.
You get a $5 credit in Dutchess.
All right. Next up is Savage Wolverine 1 through 5, complete story arc by Frank Cho. This is a $20 bundle that we're selling for $6. If you've never read anything by Frank Cho. He's a pretty decent writer, but primarily his biggest calling card is he's a really amazing artist. So there we go. Savage Wolverine. Okay, this is a little throwback. Not to be confused with the other Peter Parker, but this is Peter Parker Spider-Man from 1999. This is post-Clone Saga. This is when Marvel's like, hey, everyone, we take it back. Come back. Read Spider-Man comics. A lot of people did it, but these books were kind of fun. Again, if you don't like John Romita Jr.'s art, I don't know what to tell you. Bart Sears comes on later. But this is the first 5 issues. Retails for $18. We're selling it for $7. And then, right behind that, if you really enjoy this bundle, you can get this bundle, which continues the story. It's Peter Parker Spider-Man from 1999, issue 6 through 10. Complete bundle. Retails for $15. We're selling it for $6. All right. Got a few more bundles here. How are we doing on time, bud?
We've got about 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Okay, so this will be our last little bundle bunch, and then we'll kind of say our goodbyes, and then we will bow out at our hard out, which sounds really dirty. So with that in mind, let's talk about a bunch of kids with superpowers. Power Pack, issue number from 1985, issue number 21 through 25. It's a complete story arc. Even Spider-Man shows up. If you look at this cover, I'm pretty sure this is when the Power Pack tie into Home Alone. In fact, I'm pretty sure Christopher Columbus stole the idea for Home Alone from this issue of Power Pack. But you also get the collector's item of issue number 25 where Power Pack fights something. And then right behind that is Power Pack issue number 26 through 32. Now these are 2 complete story arcs. The first one is Power Pack fights Cloak and Dagger. And the second one, because again, some editor at Marvel really had their thinking cap on. And they were like, you know what? There's a real scourge going on in America right now. And it's the dangerous drug crack cocaine. And they said to themselves, what book, what group of characters would best be able to tackle this complicated subject? And guess who they decided to do it with? Power Pack. Yeah, Power Pack fights crack dealers. Yeah, literally. 3 issues. They even introduced this character. I don't know, he's like Garbage Man or something like that. It's weird. It's maybe kind of problematic at this point.
You ever notice that Power Pack is always in the social issues?
Big time.
It's like they get kidnapped. There's
child abuse, molestation.
There's all kinds of shit these kids have to go through.
Well, I guess
it's terrible. It's just terrible. These poor kids.
Hey, you don't get called Power Pack and not have to deal with the real world issues. In fact, as adults, don't we just look at kids to solve our problems? They're like, kids, the future is you. You figure it out. We just screwed it up. Now you fix it.
We can't figure out this sex trafficking ring. Let's get those 14-year-olds.
Yeah, definitely. No, you're not bait. Anyway, this bundle retails for $21. We're selling it for $7. And, speaking of Punisher, we have a big bundle. This was a fun little run. This is Punisher War Journal, issue number 16 through 26 from 2008. That's 11 issues written by Matt Fraction and I think also co-plotted but illustrated by Howard Chaykin. So here we go. Punisher War Journal, 16 through 26. Retails for $35. We got it here for $15. And right behind that is, so here we have Brian Michael Bendis and Mark Bagley. Soon after Alias, they created The Pulse, which was starred Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and then a bunch of Daily Bugle characters. This is issue 1 through 5. This is the story arc Thin Air. It's a complete story. It's $15, but we're selling it for $6. And right behind that is the second story arc, which ties into the miniseries that Bendis was writing at the time, Secret War, which is when Nick Fury was selling state secrets or something. I can't fully remember. But this one is illustrated by Brent Anderson. This is issue number 6 through 10. Retails for $15. We're selling it for $6.
Was that when he was selling crack to the Power Pack?
Yeah, bro.
He was moving crack to fund the Contras.
Hey, man. Yeah, you can't fund dissidents to overthrow governments you don't like if you're not making that bread. Yeah.
Just sprinkle some crack on them.
Yeah. Oh, well, got some kids on crack. Man, you'll never get those idiots to shut up. Man, we really know how to end this, don't we? We just go out on high notes. Literally. No.
Did you have anything to add, Marshall?
Yeah, Marshall, would you like to?
Any kind of shout outs you want to give? Birthday wishes?
Nothing? No? Okay. All right. Okay. I guess, are we?
We're up against it.
We're up against it. So Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it, as always.
Absolutely.
Next week, we'll be back on our local show starting around 4:30 on Fat Jacks Facebook page. And we'll also be back here on The Experience from 6 to 8. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your week. Don't watch the Oscars. And take care. Peace. Be well.